Hey, this is Chris. We're here at New York Comic Con talking about Black Sails. Now, you guys just got done with your panel. How was the reception now that people have actually seen the show?
Fantastic. Yeah, people seem to really love it. So, it's great.
Yeah, it was really great to, for the first time, to do a panel and, have an audience that's seen the show, seems to love the show, and, to get to hang out with the fans was great.
I love that the show is a show about survivors, and you guys both kind of survive in different ways. Now, you dodged death I don't even know how many times the first season. Was that a fun thing to play for you?
It's fantastic. I mean, the best things to play are things with high stakes, and when someone's trying to kill you, the stakes don't get much higher. So I think that's the fun thing about the show, that you never feel like you're trying to add drama into a kind of boring situation. Right. It's always high stakes, and I think it's always fun. It's always fun to explore how Silver gets himself out of the situations he gets put into.
Yeah, and I feel like your character it's almost verging on, definitely questionable, but almost verging on evil, in quotes, a couple times. But the character is so sympathetic that you're right there with it. How was that for you?
Yeah, I love playing the dynamic of having a character who's heroic, but also does terribly unheroic things, right. and also the audience don't understand his motives, so they're having to do all the work. Right. I mean, what's cool is that in season 2, we take the action back 15 years, where he's a naval officer in London, and you get this backstory. So, which makes some sense of his motives, and allows the audience into him. So that's really cool.
So when doing the London thing, did you shoot in London, soundstage, or was that like?
This is the magic of modern filming. We green screened a lot of it, found kind of architecture within where we work in Cape Town,
right,
where you can hang it on, and then you put the rest on green screen, and it looks unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, you would not know. It is incredible how accurate it is.
Now, you guys obviously came together in a big way for the finale, and that episode was just amazing with the action and so forth. What was your hardest day on set doing that episode?
I think in the schedule, for the end of season 1, there was about 10 days that were just called Cannon Fire Hell. There was no dialogue, but it was just getting the bejesus blasted out of all of us, and so I think that, which was really fun at the same time, was rough. Yeah, so, the day in the tank.
There was a day where we literally, it was where I'm drowning, the ship's going down, and I'm having to float down, and so there's like, it's freezing cold water. It's absolutely freezing. I got like this wetsuit on, and I got a weight belt, and I'm having to I basically have to take a load of breath and then sink to the bottom, and there's a guy with a rebreather sort of sticking it in my mouth who can't see. And like, it was horrendous. It was the most. And
I was originally in that scene too. And so I was in the water as well, and diving deep and like getting caught in all the debris, and both of us almost drowning. And then I'm not even in the scene.
Yeah,
they took me out.
They cut him from the shot.
It happens about like 1 in 5 times. Like, I'll be in the water 5 times in the show, and they'll only ever use 1 time on in the show. They cut the rest. They just like to torture me. Yeah.
Do you know that ahead of time? Do you go in and then they're like, hey, we're gonna have to cut that out, or do you just like watch the episode back and you're like, hey, wait a minute, guys?
Yeah, it's in ADR, so it's when we go in to re-record dialogue, and that'll be me. Happened? Yeah, me back in Australia. Yeah, sound guys who don't even work on the show, and I'm just like, whoa, where's that scene? Like, it's always the one that we shot at 3 a.m. in the water tank, getting into winter. Yeah.
I love that. I love that there's this sort of complete. You were talking about the CG, but. There's also a lot of practical stuff that you guys are doing, like drowning. It's kind of amazing that you hit both extremes in this show. Is it easier to do like when you're on the actual deck of a huge ship?
Yeah, I mean, I think being in this world is it's so easy. It's so much easier when you have the detail of the sets and the kind of the way we shoot it. It really, in the costumes, the detail of the sets, the weaponry that they use, it's all kind of legit, and it's very period. So you feel that you're in this situation.
Yeah, and even though there is CG, we're still in a huge practical set, and then the CG just takes it further, where everything that we're dealing with, there's never any point where we're actually we never spend too much time actually in front of a green screen with nothing else, just kind of imagining things. And we're really lucky to have the real set there.
Right. Now, we know all these characters from Treasure Island, and we know we're, on the path there. Do we get more hints at Silver becoming the Silver that we know later?
Yeah, season 2 is definitely the beginning of that kind of origin story. And season 2 is a lot about the relationship between Flint and Silver, and about Silver understanding who he could be in this pirate world. And it's really Flint kind of opening him up to embracing that, really. And we definitely start to get the first hints of Long John Silver of Treasure Island in this season, which was the funnest thing for me to play. Yeah.
I think that's the trick of the end of season 1 too. You're on this island and you're like, what is this island? Do we know what the island is? Are you willing to say?
It definitely still the treasure on the island still plays a huge part of season 2. I don't actually know how much that island. Yeah, it's funny. I don't think even the writers will tell us what the foreshadowing, what everything means. But because I think especially the actual Treasure Island, I don't think we know if they're hinting about it yet, but we're not sure.
The treasure that is on it's not necessarily the Urca gold that's going to end up being the treasure. We don't know what that is. It might get spent on other things. We might lose it. It might not end up. That might not be the treasure that ends up on Treasure Island. It could be something totally different.
Yeah, we still have 20 years to go. So, and I think season 1 and 2 only take like 3 weeks of time, like story-wise. So, as much as it's fun to foreshadow, I think the writers are also being very careful not to start tying things up too soon. Right. In case we want to do 10 more seasons of this thing. Yeah.
I hear you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys, for talking. And for more Black Sails and everything New York Comic Con, stay on IGN.